Hello, welcome back to WWE 2K20 Universe Mode, and we are back here on Monday Night Raw on the way to Survivor Series. And of course, talking about Survivor Series, we are starting off here tonight with another Survivor Series qualifying match. Which one of these two men will join Team Raw, joining up with Andrade and Sheamus? Will it be this man right here, Shinsuke Nakamura, or his opponent here tonight? Going to be very interesting to see indeed. But before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and make sure to be ready for Survivor Series. It is going to be a great show coming up. But Shinsuke Nakamura here tonight in the opening match, looking to pick up a big victory here tonight, looking to kind of push himself up the card a bit. Shinsuke very much a man who is kind of suffered with mediocrity here in Universe Mode so far. He's had an opportunity at the United States Championship. Came quite close to being able to beat Aleister Black. It was a very exciting match. It's a triple threat match against Aleister Black. It was him and Samoa Joe taking on Aleister Black, who unfortunately not being able to get the job done in that one back at Extreme Rules earlier in Universe Mode. But Shinsuke would like to get himself back in that position, potentially a new #1 contender for that United States Championship, maybe at TLC. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But today he's taking on Finn Balor, the man who unfortunately came up short at Hell in a Cell. At Hell in a Cell, he had their one-on-one title match with the WWE Champion Drew McIntyre for that championship, but alas, Drew McIntyre was able to put down Finn Balor on that night before the brutal attack from Sheamus after the match had finished. Sheamus grabbing that WWE Championship and attacking Drew McIntyre with it, hitting him straight over the head with the gold. Of course, Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, they're not allowed to deal with anything with each other right now, but yeah, I think there's going to be a future thing we're going to have to deal with is Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre down the line. But for now, we do have to focus on brand versus brand. Brand supremacy, and of course, who is going to be able to pick up the big victory at Survivor Series? And now we know what the results will be in terms of the rewards. So whichever team wins will get the number 30 spot in both Royal Rumbles. The General Manager will be able to choose who that person is before the Royal Rumbles even happen, and that is a great advantage for anyone on Raw or SmackDown. They will also be able to get the #1 draft pick in the post-WrestleMania draft. And that can mean a huge deal, being able to choose whatever champion you want on your show, or someone else, someone completely terrifying and, well, like, you could draft Goldberg #1 in your draft. I don't know why you would, but you could do it. Or you could draft R-Truth first. Who knows? Who knows what they would do, but it gives them the option, the freedom to be able to always have that first pick. And that's always a great thing indeed. And also the GM will get a big old cash bonus in their pocket to spend. Well, you'd hope they'd spend it on Raw or SmackDown, but of course Batista has made it very clear that he's going to be spending it on a new mansion, his third mansion, making sure to have a nice big swimming pool, I'm sure. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be very interesting to see who can pick up the big victory. Of course, we already know the Raw Women's Survivor Series team, which will be Becky Lynch, Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. 4 women who, well, there's some tension between them. I think Batista was trying to perhaps sort out this issues with the tag match they had last week in the main event of Raw, but I don't think that really sorted anything between those women. I have no idea how they're going to be able to get along at Survivor Series, but we will have to wait and see on that, see if they can manage to get on the same page before Survivor Series. But with everything that's happened between Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler, I really doubt that indeed. Finn Balor now going up to the top rope, dropping his knee onto the neck of Shinsuke Nakamura on the outside. Very nice indeed by Finn Balor. Pretty even match between these two so far in the ring. Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura going back and forth quite a bit in this one. And now Finn throwing Shinsuke over to the corner, potentially looking for that big drop kick. But Shinsuke managing to get the reversal with a fireman's carry, taking Finn over the top. And now Shinsuke putting Finn into a different corner himself instead. But Finn, again, reversal between these men into the quick roll up onto Nakamura. 1, 2. But Shinsuke rolling it through. That is clearly a rope break, referee, but okay. referee counting, but it was only a 1 count anyway. Finn managed to kick out, despite the fact that Finn was very clearly in the ropes right there. You know, these two jockeying for position right now. I can also confirm to you that at Survivor Series we will be having a dual brand battle royal. And whoever wins that match will become the new #1 contender to either the United States Championship or the Intercontinental Championship. I can't confirm the participants in this match just yet, but it will be an 8-man battle royal, SmackDown versus Raw, to determine a new #1 contender for a mid-card championship. And the coup de grace from Finn Balor from the top. Is that enough to put away Shinsuke Nakamura? 1, 2. Okay then. Finn Balor picking up a easy victory there over Shinsuke Nakamura, it seems like. Surprisingly quick there. Finn Balor managing to take down Shinsuke Nakamura, and he is moving forwards, moving on to Survivor Series. Not losing his place on the card is Finn Balor. He would have had to have worried after what happened to Hell in a Cell that he would have potentially fallen back down the card and missed out on Survivor Series, missed out on future pay-per-views because of the fact that he lost this huge WWE Championship match at Hell in a Cell. But Finn Balor still being able to pick up the victory, proving that he deserves to stay in this big position on the card, and he will be joining the Raw Survivor Series team, but he has to team up with Sheamus. These two do not exactly have good history. That's going to be an interesting one to see whether those two can manage to get along as well. Tension between those two men, definitely. But Finn, you know Finn's going to do what's best for Monday Night Raw. He's going to try his hardest to get that big victory. We move on to the women's division right now. Mickie James making her debut on Monday Night Raw. And she's going to be, well, she's going to be a warm-up match for our Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss. Batista has decided to give her a warm-up match, wanting her to prepare for her big Survivor Series match. To be fair, what a better person to go up against than the veteran Mickie James. Definitely going to push Alexa Bliss before this big Survivor Series match, Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks. Now that match is going to be very interesting indeed. Two very similarly sized women, but very different in-ring styles between those two. I wonder who will come up on top in that match, but Mickie James did start off this match quite well, being able to take it to the Raw Women's Champion, using her veteran skills to be able to do some damage to Alexa Bliss, working down the neck of Alexa, but Alexa did manage to get herself back into this, fighting out of Mickie James's hold, and getting Mickie into a big old suplex. Over the top goes Mickie James, the strength of Alexa Bliss to be able to pick up Mickie James. Mickie definitely outsizing Alexa Bliss, and Alexa following up with that insult to injury, and then up to the top. And you know what this means, you know what Alexa Bliss is going for here. Up she goes, and Twisted Bliss. Was that enough to put away Mickie James? 1, 2. Oh no, it wasn't. Mickie James managed to kick out of that Twisted Bliss. Alexa not necessarily happy, hoping this would have been an easier match for her on the way to Survivor Series, thinking that Mickie James was going to be an easy victory, but Mickie hitting that chick kick. 1, 2. And Mickie James not being able to get the victory of the Raw Women's Champion there. That would have been a major upset, and not what Alexa Bliss or Batista would have wanted on the road to Survivor Series. But Alexa went for another Twisted Bliss. Mickie got her knees up, not allowing Alexa Bliss to get a victory easy in this one. And Mickie James continued to take it to Alexa with a big suplex, thinking that she can do this. She can beat Alexa Bliss, get a future Raw Women's Championship match. Because you got to say, if she can beat the champion, she deserves a future opportunity at that belt. And Mickie keeps taking it to Alexa Bliss in this one. Going for that pinfall. Wasn't Mickie James able to put away Alexa Bliss? 1. Only a 1 count there for Mickie James. Not being able to put away Alexa. Mickie trying to get Alexa back to her feet though. But Alexa Bliss pulling down Mickie James. And this was the opportunity that she needed to hit that DDT. And was that enough to put away Mickie James? 1, 2, 3. Yes, it was. Alexa Bliss standing tall here tonight with a big victory. The Raw Women's Champion standing tall here tonight, managing to beat Mickie James. Wait a second, Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks with a kendo stick. Taking it to Alexa Bliss. Invading Monday Night Raw. Attacking Bliss with a kendo stick. Sending a message to Bliss before Survivor Series. My goodness indeed. Sasha Banks. Oh, that was unexpected to see that kind of invasion from Sasha. Wow, indeed. I was not expecting that. Bringing the kendo stick in, taking those shots at Alexa Bliss. Brutal attack there from Sasha Banks, attacking her Survivor Series opponent. But we've got to move forward now to our women's tag team division. The IIconics were upset last week. They were very disappointed because Billie Kay did lose to Bianca Belair in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3, and the IIconics immediately issued a challenge, saying that sure, you can beat us in one-on-one contest, but there is no way you can beat us in tag team contests, and I doubt you have any friends anyway. So go and find someone, anyone if you can, and well, there you go. That's who it's going to be. Ember Moon. My goodness, these two, Bianca and Ember, have had a match before. They had a match a couple of weeks ago, and it seems like they've managed to get some respect from each other after that match. They clearly have a good amount of respect for each other, and Ember has taken the challenge here. Taking the challenge. Is going to be Bianca's tag team partner here tonight to take on the IIconics in a tag team match. I was not expecting Ember Moon. I wasn't, too fair. I wouldn't have been surprised if Bianca couldn't have found anyone. She's a nice person, but she is very confident and very cocky in how she acts in the backstage area, despite generally being nice and not having anyone's, she doesn't mean anyone ill or anything like that, but she's a lot. Let's just say that. She's a lot. But Ember Moon deciding to take her up on that, clearly managing to get the respect for Bianca Belair after the match they had a few weeks ago, where Bianca did pick up the big victory, I believe. But now, can they team up as a team tonight? Their first time teaming. This could be very interesting indeed. See if they can manage to be on the same page against a tag team that is very used to teaming together. These guys, they know each other inside and out. And look at this big tag team move just to prove what I was talking about. I'm not expecting to see anything like that from Bianca and Moon in this one. Now Peyton going for the pinfall. Only getting the 1 count on Belair very early in the match for the pinfall victory. But Belair and Moon, they've got to be on very different pages. They're very different stylistically as well. Kind of expect Bianca to use her strength and her quickness, all of this stuff. Of course, she's the EST of WWE. She is going to be the greatest, the strongest, the fastest, all this stuff that she claims to be, and that's what she tries to show in the ring. Whereas Ember, it's a bit different with Ember. Ember very much using the top rope, trying to be more innovative with her offense. And look at this, a double team move, and not really to the same effect as what the IIconics did. A very different style of tag team move. They're very basic between Bianca and Moon, whereas Peyton and Billie were able to do a very nice tag team move, which had a lot more impact to it than just tossing Peyton over the top. Not really that exciting a move between those two, and it just shows the lack of tag team knowledge that these two have. Neither of them have been part of teams before. They're not used to working with someone else in the ring. They're used to being singles competitors, and that is what they're used to. Ember has had a match right at the beginning of Universe Mode, going all the way back to the first few episodes of Universe Mode. Ember did have a couple of matches. Well, I think she probably only had one match, to be fair. She had a match where she teamed up with Becky Lynch, but those two just could not get on the same page. They had quite a lot of issues between the two of them at the time. Ember Moon and Becky, they just could not gel together. And of course, that could be what we see tonight. We could see that Ember and Bianca end up not gelling, but things are looking good for them so far. Ember with a big lariat into the corner, now setting up for the Eclipse. The Eclipse to Billie Kay. Is this going to be it already? Oh no, Billie moving out of the way, avoiding the Eclipse from Ember Moon, seeing it coming and managing to dodge out of the way. Of course, again, there's a very big difference between working as singles competitors and working as a tag team. When you're working as a tag team, you need to focus on when the other person's tired, when the other person's had too much of being in the ring, being there for the tag, being there to kind of support your other person in the ring, and also to work to kind of isolate. You want to try and make one side of the ring yours. You want to have that line in the centre of the ring and separate your opponents so they can't get to that tag, to that hot tag to their partner. You don't want to just wrestle like a singles competitor in this match. If you wrestle like a singles competitor, you're going to get beaten because it's essentially 2 versus 1 at that point. You're going to get outworked. You're going to get tired because you're facing 2 women who can easily tag in and out of the ring, who are just going to be able to get their energy back. They're going to be able to recharge, whereas if you're in that ring the entire time, you don't have time to recharge. And Ember's been in there for a long time right now. She needs that tag to Bianca. But does she want that tag to Bianca, or does she want to kind of just win this match for herself? That's probably the question you got to ask here. And Peyton and Billie very much separating Ember Moon from Bianca Belair right now. And getting her to the outside of the ring. Billie trying to do a big suplex onto Ember, but Ember getting away and getting that tag to Bianca Belair. Well, there you go, that disproves what I was saying. Ember going for that tag, not wanting to work this all by herself, getting that tag to Bianca, and now Bianca in like a house on fire, taking it to Peyton Royce right now. Big kicks to the head. And now going to have to work to keep Peyton away from Billie Kay, trying to isolate her. But Peyton Royce with a big reversal, getting the big clothesline. And now up to the top is Peyton Royce, dropping the knee over the throat of Bianca Belair. And now going for the pin for 1, 2. All very, very close indeed there for the IIconics. They almost got a big victory there over Bianca Belair, getting their revenge, getting what they want. Their revenge over Bianca Belair, and I'm sure they'd be very, very satisfied indeed if they could pin Bianca. Bianca trying to go for a roll-up, but too close to the ropes, unfortunately, for Bianca Belair right there. But Bianca, wait a second, getting Peyton up in the position for a powerbomb, and then dropping her back. Very nice indeed there from Bianca Belair, taking it to Peyton Royce. And now throwing her over to the corner, looking for that tag to Ember Moon, maybe. But Peyton getting the reversal, preventing the tag from happening. But Ember tagging in on the arm of Bianca Belair, knowing that's what Bianca was looking for. But oh, bit of a miscommunication here, maybe. Oh, okay, that probably wasn't exactly what Ember Moon was thinking. That shows the issue with the tag team experience these guys have. I think Ember was looking for Bianca to put a boot up, maybe, to hit Peyton Royce in the head, but instead Peyton just clotheslined Bianca Belair. Now Bianca not here, not able to be in the ring right now, but Ember Moon up to the top looking for that eclipse, but Billie Kay still on the apron, And now Ember hitting the eclipse. Bianca back to her feet, thank goodness. Going for the pinfall. 1, 2. No, Billie Kay breaking it up, and again, that is due to the tag team inexperience of Moon and Belair. Not thinking about the fact that Billie Kay was just there to break up the pinfall, because that was clearly going to be a victory for Ember Moon, but not noticing that Billie Kay was there, that could be the thing that ends this match, that is the thing that costs them this match. It's just their tag team inexperience. But wait a second. Bianca, KOD to Peyton Royce. Is that enough? Billie Kay getting back to her feet on the outside. 1, 2, 3. Just getting in there for Billie Kay could break it up. And Bianca Belair and Ember Moon with a big victory here tonight, beating the IIconics in tag team action. A surprising victory for these two here tonight, but they may have had their miscommunications, but as a team, I think they got along quite well. They have good chemistry together as a team. That could be a big thing for these guys going forward. Potentially a new team that we have here on Monday Night Raw. Wait a second, I'm getting word from Batista that he's made a decision. He's made a big decision. This is perhaps not the best decision, but he's decided that he wants Bianca and Moon to be the team to go up against Dakota Kai and Nia Jax, the Women's Tag Team Championships at Survivor Series. Well, we're moving forward now. That was an interesting decision from Batista. R-Truth out here now, cutting a rap to the audience, asking everyone what's up. Very cheerful R-Truth here tonight. But this is the United States Challenge. Of course, Batista. He has his issues with Aleister Black. We know this already. He really dislikes Aleister Black, and he does not want Aleister Black to be the United States Champion at Survivor Series. He wanted him not to be the United States Champion at Hell in a Cell, but unfortunately it didn't work out for him then. But this continues what Batista has made official, that every week up until Survivor Series, Aleister Black will be defending his United States Championship. And last week he went up against Cedric Alexander in the Open Challenge, and he managed to pick up a big victory in that one. Cedric, though, did try very, very hard indeed, but this week he has a triple threat match, a very different kind of match there for Aleister Black. Of course, R-Truth or Kalisto, they could pin each other. Aleister Black does not have to be involved in the decision here. This could be the thing that costs him his championship. He could have nothing to do with what's going on in the pinfall in the slightest. And of course, this is just, it's an open challenge. Batista set out so that anyone could answer these challenges. So potentially not like the most dangerous competitors are R-Truth and Kalisto, but in a triple threat, you never know what is going to happen, and that United States Championship is on the line here tonight. R-Truth or Kalisto, they could move forward to go and face Seth Rollins at Survivor Series. You never know what's going to happen here in Universe Mode. R-Truth, Kalisto, they are ready for this opportunity of a lifetime for them. And of course, Aleister Black started things off trying to take out both men as quickly as possible with those running knees to the face, knocking both men down to the ground, getting R-Truth out of the ring and then taking it to Kalisto. Big suplexes to Kalisto, and now trying to work him down, but Kalisto grabbing the leg, taking Aleister Black off his feet for a second, allowing R-Truth and Kalisto to team up against the United States Champion, getting Aleister Black out of the ring. Kalisto had a really good chance here with that rolling kick, but Aleister Black managed to get into the ring to try and prevent the pinfall, protecting his championship from it being taken away from him without him being in charge. And then he took it to Kalisto, dropping him down and then picking up R-Truth, looking to end this, getting the big roundhouse kick to Truth, and then getting Kalisto up. And you know what, this is the Black Mass. And that was all she wrote. 1, 2, 3, and still United States Champion Aleister Black, and he only has to survive one more week. One more challenge and he will make it to Survivor Series, and he will go on to face Seth Rollins, champion versus champion. But we move on to our main event of the evening, the final spot in the Men's Survivor Series match. Who's going to get it? Is it going to be this man right here? Kevin Owens, the dastardly man. He is not a nice man in the slightest, as Kevin Owens. He still wears that insignia of Sami Zayn. He can't let it go. He got rid of Sami Zayn. He's got rid of him from Universe Mode. He injured him. He's completely written him out, but he still comes out here wearing this picture of Sami Zayn to gloat about what he's done. And really, it's the only success he's particularly had here in Universe Mode is to do with Sami Zayn. Of course, they were Raw Tag Champions together, and then Sami became the WWE Champion. Kevin was upset. He stole that championship from Sami Zayn, but did not win the championship. Just stole the belt. And then, of course, Sami managed to beat him for that. And then we had the big cash-in from Drew McIntyre, and then Kevin decided to attack Sami Zayn, getting rid of him once and for all. Him and AOP destroyed Sami Zayn's leg, and Sami, well, he's still getting treatment for the broken leg and all the fractures and all the mess. He's in a very bad place, is Sami Zayn at the moment being. But Kevin Owens, he's still, months later, is still just wearing this insignia on his t-shirt. It's just ridiculous. And of course, since getting AOP by his side, things are potentially looking up for Kevin Owens. He can get himself back into that championship picture. Of course, he did lose the one-on-one match with Drew McIntyre at Clash of Champions, but Kevin Owens is looking to get himself back in that position again and become WWE Champion. He just wants to be better than what Sami Zayn was. You got to think that's probably his focus. He's not forgotten about Sami Zayn. I don't know if he ever will forget about Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn was a WWE champion, so Kevin Owens is not going to give up until he becomes a WWE champion. Of course, Kevin Owens going up against Samoa Joe here tonight. A formidable opponent indeed is Samoa Joe. But again, similar to Shinsuke Nakamura, he's never been able to get himself into a position to go and be the guy here on Monday Night Raw. He's had United States Championships opportunities, but never a one-on-one match. Never a one-on-one with Aleister Black. He had that triple threat which included Nakamura, which we talked about in the opening match. But he has never been able to become the man here on Monday Night Raw. And if he could pick up this victory against Kevin Owens here tonight, get into Survivor Series, that could be the opportunity for Joe. The opportunity to really push him up the card, to get him into a prominent position here on Monday Night Raw. But Kevin Owens is really taking it to Joe in the beginning of this match. But Joe firing back big punches and then catching Kevin with the big kick to the face. Of course, you can't forget about the advantage that Kevin has of having AOP out ringside. They are just his complete security out there. They are his insurance policy in case anything goes wrong in this match. As we look back at what Samoa Joe's kind of done here in Universe Mode, he spent the beginning of Universe Mode very closely associated with AJ Styles and the club. There was always questions about his true associations with the club, and he was never really ever officially involved. He was always just there, the right-hand man, the man to the side, but was not officially part of the club. And he's moved on from that, moved on from AJ and the club, trying to find his own space here in Universe Mode, trying to find out who he is as a competitor, where he really lies in Universe Mode, and he hasn't managed to find it just yet, but I'm sure he is one big victory away from being able to find himself here and find out where he truly belongs in Universe Mode. And he is definitely a future champion of some sort, whether that be tag, whether that be mid-card or the main event, the WWE champion. I can see Samoa Joe at some point being a champion. But he is not going to be just yet, and he still needs to find himself here in Universe Mode. And these two really slogging it out right now. Joe managed to get himself back into this match, but being caught by that big super kick by Owens, only getting the 1 count though on Joe. These two men, very similar sized men, very similar styles as well. Both of them complete brawlers in the ring. Oh, Joe just slapping Kevin Owens right in the face into that belly-to-belly suplex. And now Joe picking up Owens. Is he looking to make him tap out? I think maybe he was looking for that Coquina clutch. But Kevin reverse stunner. Stunner from Owens. Is that enough? Is that enough? 1, 2. No, Joe kicking out from the stunner. Owens upset about this, not wanting this match to go on any longer. He thought this was going to be done. He thought one stunner and I've won. That's all I need is just the 1 stunner. And now Kevin having to go back to work, having to try to not let this affect him. He needs to get back on top of Samoa Joe right now, getting Joe back to his feet. Owens looking to throw Joe into the corner, perhaps looking for a cannonball or something like that. No. Taking Joe up to the top. What is Kevin Owens thinking here? Joe up on the top row. These are two very big men. These are big men right now, and are up on the shoulders of Kevin Owens. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness there. 1, 2. Joe somehow kicking out, and unbelievable. Kevin Owens taking it so big, high risk maneuvers. Not what I was expecting from Kevin Owens in this one. And now Joe. Wait a second, Joe catching him. Coquina clutch. Is Kevin Owens going to be forced to tap out or go to sleep right now? Is his dream of being at Survivor Series going to end? Owens somehow getting the arms wide, getting the headbutt in, preventing Joe from being able to lock it on for too long. But this could be the opportunity that Joe was looking for. 1, 2. Only a 2 count there. Kevin just getting his shoulder up. Kevin Owens completely disoriented after what just happened. And now Joe, he is calling for it once again. Another Coquina clutch. But Kevin Owens knew it was coming, getting the elbows to the head. Now trying to take down Joe, I think, but he completely missed Samoa Joe there. And now Joe throwing Kevin into the corner. Wait a second, we haven't seen this in a while. Up on the shoulder. The muscle buster. Muscle buster by Joe, right in front of AOP. And now Joe dragging Kevin Owens, his lifeless body, to the middle of the ring. 1. Wow, that was a surprising kick out there from Kevin Owens. He managed to kick out of nowhere so quickly from that muscle buster. But look, Owens still wasn't moving. That had to be by instinct. Trying to go for the lariat, missing. Joe taking advantage right now, and this time he hits the lariat. This time the lariat is his, and taking down the referee. Come on, Owens, this is not the way to be. Taking down the referee, and what is Owens thinking of doing here? Throwing Joe into the corner. I don't know whether that was an intentional takedown of the referee or not from Kevin Owens. Well, I guess it was, since he's done it again. Taking down the referee again is Kevin Owens. And now throwing Samoa Joe to the outside. And Kevin Owens saying, this is his ring. This is his ring. You don't deserve to be in my ring, Joe. And now having some words with the referee. Wait a second, is he trying to distract him? I see AOP. AOP on the outside surrounding Joe. Both of them surrounding Joe, but Joe managing to get away, getting back into the ring. Kevin Owens still with the referee, not noticing that Samoa Joe is in the ring behind him. He has not realised that Joe is just standing there behind Kevin Owens. And now Joe, this could be what he was looking for. Joe on top, but Kevin reversing, getting the elbow to the head of Samoa Joe. Kevin's using the ropes, dropping Joe's midsection onto those top ropes, looking to wind Samoa Joe. Oh, wait a second, stunner from Owens, the second stunner from Kevin Owens, and he's getting Samoa Joe back up to his feet again, not going for the pinfall. Bold move, and a third stunner to Samoa Joe. 1, 2, 3, and Kevin Owens is moving forward to Survivor Series. My goodness, what a match that was. Samoa Joe almost, he was so close to putting away Kevin Owens in that one, and Kevin clearly getting frustrated, taking out his frustrations on the referee, trying to get AOP involved, trying to distract the referee so that AOP could get involved and attack Samoa Joe. But Samoa, too fast, managing to get out of the way of AOP, but it was not enough. Kevin Owens managed to outmaneuver Joe in the ring, and 2 stunners later, that was it. That was it for Samoa Joe, and Kevin Owens is moving forward to Survivor Series. What a victory. But we have our full team for Survivor Series now. We know exactly who it is going to be. It is going to be Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Sheamus, and Andrade. Wow, what a team indeed. But that is all for this episode of Raw. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.